What's going to happen there in Congress today? You're leading this hearing where you're calling Governor Rick Snyder of Michigan to testify about the Flint water crisis. What questions do you have for him?
Well, not only do we have the governor of Michigan, but we also have the EPA administrator, because this is a catastrophic failure at every level, the local level, the county, certainly at the state level, the Michigan Department of Environmental Quality, and then the EPA, who knew about this for a long, long period of time and didn't do anything. So this is the third in a series of hearings. It's a really tragic event. I was there in Flint, Michigan, back on Saturday. I just can't even imagine having to, for more than a year now, take showers with bottles of water and not be able to drink the water. And they're paying the highest water rates in the country. There's some supplemental help there, but this is a real tragedy, and we want to get to the bottom of it.
So the EPA says that they were lied to by Michigan officials. Do you believe that Governor Rick Snyder knew about the scope of this problem more and earlier than he's let on?
I see no evidence of that. What I do see in Governor Snyder, at least, is when he does know about this in September or so, that he does start to take action. Now, I do think there are people at the Michigan Department of Environmental Quality that were not as candid with the governor as possible, but he has actually dismissed and fired some of those people. But the EPA started to investigate this in February of last year, and it wasn't until January of this year that they actually did something about it. We're talking about 100,000 people who are drinking lead-laced water, nearly 10,000 kids that are 6 years old and younger. You had Congressman Dan Kildee, a Democrat, who was jumping up and down about this with the EPA. They knew about it, but they kind of suppressed it. They even told the local mayor, don't worry about this report. We haven't finalized it yet. And so for about 7 months later, people continue to drink the water.
Congressman, what do you think of Judge Garland, President Obama's pick for the Supreme Court?
Well, he's obviously a very talented person, but I don't know. I don't think the Senate is going to bring it up. Look, I'm in the House of Representatives. But when Joe Biden was the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, and made the case that it was too close to an election to actually confirm somebody, Democrats are going to have a really hard time taking the moral high ground trying to demand a vote. So I don't get a say in this being in the House, but I think the majority leader, Mitch McConnell, has made it pretty clear they're not going to vote on this until after the election.
Congressman Jason Chaffetz, thanks so much for being on New Day.